is co-coordinator. Co-coordinator and the Vietnam Agent Orange Relief and Response. Co-coordinator of the Vietnam Agent Orange Relief and Responsibility Campaign, which is a national coalition of veterans and Vietnamese Americans and environmental and public health activists. And Min is a 33-year-old English teacher from Vietnam, and his parents were directly affected by Agent Orange, and he also last year went to the International People's Tribunal of Conscience in support of the Vietnamese victims of Agent Orange and testified, and he's really a very central voice in this campaign. Also Hien is here with us today. We're very honored to have her. She's a member of the Central Committee of the Vietnam Association for Victims of Agent Orange and the president of the Da Nang chapter of the Vietnamese Association for Victims of Agent Orange. And I know that you're very eager to hear from the delegation. I just wanted to say a few words about the International People's Tribunal of Conscience in support of the Vietnamese victims of Agent Orange. The National Lawyers Guild was very involved with the tribunal. The tribunal was actually organized by the International Association of Democratic Lawyers, and the Guild is a member of that. And basically, the tribunal met last year, May 15th through the 16th in Paris to hear evidence of the impact of the use of Agent Orange by the U.S. military in Vietnam from 1961 to 1971. And a summons and complaint announcing the tribunal were actually sent to the government of the U.S. and the chemical companies which manufactured Agent Orange, but neither the government nor the firms responded. And the tribunal was composed of distinguished jurists from around the world, the US, Japan, India, Romania, Algeria, among other places, and they received evidence and testimony from 27 people, including victims and expert witnesses. After examining the evidence, the tribunal found that the U.S. government and the chemical manufacturers were aware of the fact that dioxin, one of the most dangerous chemicals known to man, was present in one of the component parts of Agent Orange, but they continued to use it, and in fact suppressed the study that showed in 1965 that this chemical caused many birth defects in experimental animals. It wasn't until the results of the study were released by a leak from concerned citizens that the use of Agent Orange was stopped. And the tribunal had several findings, among which was that the use of this chemical was a war crime because it was a poisoned weapon outlawed both in by customary international law and by the Hague Convention of 1907. And the use of this chemical was a crime against humanity, as defined by the Nuremberg principles. They had several recommendations, the most important of which that the U.S. government and the chemical companies that manufactured and supplied Agent Orange must fully compensate the victims of Agent Orange and their families. So that, we hope that tomorrow, as Meryl is going to talk about, we're going to meet with the staff of John Lewis, Representative John Lewis. We hope that you would come if your schedule allows, and we hope that by introduction of this legislation, some of the recommendations of the tribunal would be effectuated, and that we would finally see justice for victims of Agent Orange. And I also have 2 copies of the report that you're welcome to take, and I can also email it to you if you're interested. So with that, without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce the delegation.